Thank you so much for joining us. Please make sure that you're subscribed, hit the bell notification so that you continue to be updated on these videos and, of course, new stuff that we publish as well. And I also want you to know that sharing these videos, sharing the 30-day meditation playlist helps us to get our work out there with more people. You never know who this could benefit in your world. Thank you so much. I know I'm being a little bit playful with words, but when I say melt away stress, here's what we're going to do with this meditation. Rather than get rid of, rather than delete, rather than rid ourselves of stress, what I mean by melt away is what if we could melt down, like smelting, right? Like taking metal and smelting it down so that we could forge something new. And that's what we're going to do with stress right now. Go ahead and find yourself in an upright posture that's comfortable for you. Take a breath on purpose. Allow your vision to drop, your eyes to go out of focus. Experiment with keeping your eyes open, still allowing a bit of light to enter, noticing colors, but to the point where textures and shapes become distorted, we close our eyes. And I'm going to invite you to be present with what you notice in your body now. Noticing what it's like to be here during this meditation. And ask yourself, what is important to me about being here and doing this meditation now? Whatever thoughts show up for you, allow them, breathe them in. This is your time. Intend for this time to make a difference. And I'm now going to invite you to call to mind the different ways in which you notice stress affect you. The ways in which you notice impact from stress in your life. Perhaps you notice that stress keeps you up later. Perhaps you notice that stress has you procrastinating. However stress is manifested in your life, see if you can just keep track of the many different ways. And notice that stress arrives in our lives, and it has an effect on us. We are not free from consequences. Some people find themselves biting their nails. Other people find themselves doing things like avoiding or controlling certain situations. And notice that stress wouldn't be here. We wouldn't experience this as stress if it didn't matter. There's something relevant in your life that is causing stress to show up. So look a little deeper into that stress. Rather than focusing on the topography of stress, of what we do, of how it looks when it arrives, clearly ask yourself, why do I care about this? What matters to me in my life that causes stress to show up? And breathe that in. I notice that I experience stress around doing these talks. And not because I don't want to do them, but because they matter to me. Because you, the listener, matters to me. And so naturally, I have judgments and insecurities that show up. And naturally, that manifests itself as stress. What in your life do you experience stress around that matters to you? And this is how we begin the melting process, where we start to see that stress is really a control, escape, or avoidance strategy that is a reaction to something important in our lives being perhaps out of our control, perhaps being in conflict. And what is that thing in your life that matters, that's out of control, that's in conflict? Clearly label it. And imagine yourself reacting out of stress. Notice how it affects the sound of your voice, the look on your face, the posture in your body. And if we could let that reaction just melt away, and if we could melt down into what is important, we could use all of that energy to forge something new, a connection towards what matters in a more sustainable, more healthy way. What would that look like? So when you notice procrastination, okay. It might be easy for you to say something like, and this could be low-hanging fruit, like, oh, I just would stop procrastinating and I would do the work that I have to do. Yeah, sure you would. Okay. You're noticing that you're having that reaction. Okay. But go a little deeper into what it is that matters to you. And notice that procrastination shows up for a reason. Maybe this thing is not so easy to get started on. Maybe there's something difficult for you when it comes to actually working on this project, engaging in this relationship, or whatever situation you're faced with in your life. If you were to melt this stress down, if you were to lean in and really forge a connection of meaning, what could you do differently? And notice that it won't be easy, but it's congruent with what matters to you. Allowing yourself to be curious about any of the reactions that you're having, breathing it in. Perhaps bringing some motion into your body, like a wiggle of your fingers, rotation of your wrists, rolling your shoulders up, forward, and down. As you've done this work, melting down stress and forging a new connection to what matters. Notice that you can play an active, assertive role in your life. But it involves you doing something difficult, which is allowing the source of that stress to matter, allowing the hurt that comes with it, and to choose a new response. As you resume the activities of your daily life, take that message with you, that there's new things you can do in the presence of this.